Hello and welcome to Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC, a weekly podcast and YouTube channel discussing everything Wrexham from the point of view of long-term fans and brand new fans like my wife. So sit back, put your feet up, relax and let's get stuck in. Bonjour mon ami, welcome to episode 20 of Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC.
Ça va?
Oui, ça va. Okay, let's dive straight into, we'll start with the National League TV, I think. So, the Eastleigh game on Saturday, that was the first game that we got to watch.
It was the soft launch.
It was the soft launch.
I think it's known as the beta launch.
It is, yeah, the beta version.
Oh, is it beta?
Beta, you say what you want. So it was the soft launch this week.
Yeah.
Before we get into it, what do you make of it?
Do you know what, actually? I was a bit dubious. I thought it's going to be like really jumpy and the picture quality is just going to be like we were back in the 90s watching the telly. But it was like watching it on BT Sport.
It was. I thought it was really good, to be honest. So for anybody who didn't sign up on Saturday, basically it was there was a one-off fee, wasn't there, for the game on Saturday?
Yep.
And that was a day pass. That was £4.75, but that was half, because it's the soft launch, it was half price. So, I mean, you know, it doesn't take a maths wizard, but the assumption is it's going to cost £9.50.
Oh, it does take a maths wizard.
It's going to cost £9.50 when it's fully launched in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
I really liked it, to be honest. Like you said, picture quality was brilliant. We signed up on the Saturday morning, did it on my iPhone, and set the account up, paid me £4.75.
£4.75.
And then what I did is I loaded it up on my phone and then just literally cast it to my TV. And sometimes when you cast stuff from your phone to your TV, it's not great.
Yeah,
and
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
I wondered, am I going to have to log in through, the sort of smart TV, because the browser on the smart TV isn't great, is it? No. It's always a bit of a pain.
Yeah.
But no, it was absolutely, picture quality was brilliant. It was really easy to use.
Yep.
And the thing I really liked about it is once you'd paid for your day pass, you didn't have to necessarily pick what game you were going to watch. So we're obviously watching the Wrexham game, and then we got to the last sort of 5 minutes of the game, and then it was like, okay, this, we'll talk about the game in a minute, but we're good here. So we went and switched over to the Notts County game, didn't we, for the last 5 minutes?
That was a game and a half. That was.
It was, yeah. But I really like that about that you can literally choose. I mean, it's not a big selling feature in the sense of if you're signing up for that day pass for that one day, you're going to watch your team, aren't you?
Yeah.
But if there's a couple of games going on, just a little tip, we were watching the Wrexham game on the TV, but then I had my iPad next to me with the Notts County. So I'd logged into two devices with my login. Which you weren't sure that
you'd be able to do.
I wasn't sure they were going to allow that, and whether that's just for the beta version or whether that's going to be moving forward. But I was watching the Notts County game on my iPad, and I was watching the Wrexham game on the TV. So, great. Loved it. I thought it was really good, to be honest.
It's a nice little Saturday afternoon activity, wasn't it?
It was. We went out in the morning. We went and did a few little bits in the morning. Then we came back and we got to watch the game, which we wouldn't normally get to do.
It's so much better, because I find listening to the game is good, but it's never as good as either being there or watching the game.
No.
Actually, to be fair, nothing beats actually being there. But
no.
So it was really good, and I'm really glad that we got to watch it.
No. It was really good. It was really good, to be fair. What did you think of? Because we were wondering how they were going to do the commentary, or whether there was going to be no commentary. What did you make of it? The commentary.
Well, it was all right.
Yeah.
But they were obviously from that area.
Yeah.
It was an away game.
So if anybody doesn't know, the commentary that we got on the game was from BBC Radio Solent, which is ultimately it's the local radio station for that area.
Yep.
That's always going to be the case, I think, as far as I'm aware, because I don't think the National League are going to make that much money from this venture that they're going to start putting their own commentators at grounds. They're literally going to pull the local sort of commentary and put that on. I think that's how it's going to work.
Yeah, somebody mentioned I think it was on Twitter, they said, would it be possible for them to kind of not have the commentators at the games, obviously, because that's a bit not possible.
Yeah.
But could they not do something where because like on BBC Sport they have different areas, don't they? So you can listen to whatever,
which is where they're pulling the commentary from. Yeah.
But can they not? Is there something they can do to pull in the commentary from that particular? So if you're listening from
I know what you mean. Yeah. So for example, what you're saying is BBC Radio Solent were commentating on that game. That's the commentary that they pulled in.
Yep.
When Eastleigh play away, can the Eastleigh fans pull in the BBC Radio Solent commentary in the same way that they can for the home games? I suppose that's something that.
Is that beyond your technical ability?
No, I don't mean that. But it's like an added thing that they don't really need to do. I quite enjoyed the commentary. I thought that the commentators were pretty good.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit biased in certain areas. And they did obviously give a lot more information during the game about the Eastleigh sort of players and the Eastleigh team more than they did the Wrexham team, obviously because that's their local team.
Yeah.
It's a bit awkward and a bit strange for us personally as season ticket holders, because the only games we're ever going to watch on the National League TV are the away games that we don't go to. We're never going to be watching a home game, so we're never going to have the Wrexham commentary there, are we? Because it's always going to be the away games.
Yeah.
Some away games we go to, so we wouldn't watch them. But the away games we don't go to, they're the only ones we're going to watch, aren't we? For the Wrexham, for the American Wrexham fans, they're going to get to see the home and away games.
Not
obviously,
just the Americans, Canadians,
sorry,
Australian,
I
everybody who watches Wrexham around the world.
I apologise. Yes, but
Somebody was watching Hawaii yesterday.
Well,
yes.
So, but that they're going to get the home commentary when we're at home and the away commentary while we're away. I just think it's an added thing that they don't really need to do.
It didn't bother me.
It didn't bother me either. One thing to bring up, which we've sort of talked about sort of off air and on air, is we had this conversation where it was going to be free. So we were advised it was going to be free
for
international viewers. Now, somebody got in touch with us this week, and we'll mention him a little bit later on. And he said, "I thought you said this was going to be free," and we were like, "Well, that's what we were told. For international fans, it was going to be free."
But maybe it just wasn't possible. They had to.
My answer to the question to this guy, to the guy who got in touch was, it's either one of two things really. It's either that it's a beta launch, so perhaps that during the beta launch they don't have the capability to be able to say, okay, you're from America, it's free for you. You're from Australia, it's free for you. Oh, you're in the UK, you've got to pay. Maybe that's one reason. And when it fully launches, they'll have all the geolocation and stuff in place that they can give it to international sort of viewers for free. That's one possibility. Possibility two, which wouldn't surprise me with the National League, is that they've gone, actually, we could make a lot of money from this, so we're going to charge everybody. Now, I'm not saying that is the reason why they would decide to do that, but you also have a lot of problems with things like VPNs. So a VPN, you can basically set up your location. Yeah. So if it was going to be free for an international fan, say somebody who was in Argentina to watch the Wrexham game, then if you were to set up your VPN so that you were located in Argentina or in, wherever, Mexico or in New Zealand, and if that bypassed them them thinking, okay, you were actually in an international location, you wouldn't have to pay. Maybe that's another reason why it's no longer going to be free for international fans. If we're honest,
we don't know.
We don't know. We just don't, because we tried so hard to find an answer to this question, because it was said it was going to be free, and then on Saturday it wasn't. We don't have an answer at this moment in time.
Obviously, if we do get an answer, we will keep you updated. But
we'll
at the moment, we're just as clueless as you are.
Yes.
We are.
Yeah.
Always clueless. Well, I am anyway.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
So do you think it's a good solution? Do you think everyone's happy?
Just touching on the freeness. The freeness?
The freeness, yes.
It being free for international fans. Do you think that would cause a bit of an issue for people who live over here?
No.
I think there would be like the odd Karens.
I don't think so.
Well, yeah, it's just
maybe you would still have the odd few going, why am I paying for it? And then but maybe, but I don't know, if I'm honest. But yeah, like I said, do you think it's a good solution?
I do think it's a good solution.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd obviously love to have everybody watching the games in person, but obviously that's just not practical. So this is the next best thing.
Yes.
And the fact that it's going to be every single National League game that's obviously not on BT Sport.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's a brilliant idea. And I think, do you know what? Kudos to, Rob and Ryan for, getting it sorted, basically.
I don't think they got it sorted, but
I think they had a bit of
bit
of something to do with it.
We're never going to know whether that was already in the pipeline prior to the Ryan Reynolds making his sort of big
I don't think
complaint.
it was.
I don't know. It's a lot of setting up, so potentially it was. I don't know. Like we say, we're never going to know that one. Question for you though.
Yes.
So. With regards,
we're not doing the quiz yet. Why are you asking me a question?
No, but with regards to attendances at games.
Yeah.
So for Wrexham,
uh-huh,
let's look at our little bubble to start with. This is not going to affect attendances at the racecourse week in, week out. It's just not.
No.
Because you have to think we're fully selling out every game. There are people who want tickets who aren't able to get tickets. Just because it's now on TV, we're still going to sell out our games.
Absolutely.
We are, 100%. It's not going to affect us. Let's move our bubble to one side for a minute and let's look at some other teams, okay? Now, I think the teams sort of who aren't getting many fans, sort of the people who are getting you something between your 500 and your 2,000. I'm not sure it's massively going to affect them either.
No.
Because I think them people are diehards who are going to the games. Their teams perhaps aren't great,
but they're
still there week in, week out.
Yeah.
I don't think that being the ability to pay £9 online to watch a game is massively going to affect them. I think they're still going to get their attendances. Let's talk about the people who are getting between 2,000 and Wrexham level fans. Yeah. Do you think it's going to affect their attendances? Because with that amount of fans, let's say somebody who's getting 3,000-4,000.
Yeah.
They're not filling their ground. Do you think you're always going to have people who are sort of teetering on, shall I go this week? Shall I not go this week? It's £20 for a ticket. Ooh, I can pay £9.50 and watch it at home with a beer. I don't have to wait till half time to try and get a bit. Do you get me though? Is it going to affect that sort of middle demographic there where people are going to go, why am I paying £20 to watch this when I can just sit at home and watch it for £9.50?
I don't know, to be honest. It's quite a difficult question to answer, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of trial it and see, I think. But I don't, if you're like you say, if you're a diehard fan, and you've been going to games, religiously.
Yeah.
Then the question.
I'm not talking about them though. The diehards are still going to go to the games. I think you're looking at the ones who are in the middle, who are sort of going, am I going to the game this week? Shall I not bother? they've been a bit rubbish the last couple of weeks.
Maybe.
I know what I'll do. I've got a half price option where I can sit at home. And they're the ones I worry for other clubs, because I think the fans they lose who are paying money to come through the turnstiles and maybe buying a drink and maybe buying some food.
Yeah.
You're not going to recoup that from the share of the £9 that you're getting for somebody. For somebody, do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but like I said, I think it's quite a difficult question to answer, and I think we are just going to have to wait and see what happens. I mean, I
think you're going to get a report, aren't you? Where you're going to get a report in a year or two showing, oh, look at the decline in attendances at National League games since they brought this out, or actually, it hasn't actually affected the attendances at National League games. So I think,
if anything, it could actually increase the fan base, and then which ultimately may have a knock-on effect with people going, do you know what? I've watched them on the TV. I'd love to go and watch them. I watch them live.
Yeah. Look, that's something I really thought about, and I agree with that. But the point here is, how do fans that aren't currently going to the games get interested in Wealdstone or Bromley? Do you get me?
I get you.
People are getting interested in Wrexham because they got their own documentary. But how are people going, oh, let's check out this National League TV. Who am I going to watch? Let's have a little look. Altrincham at home to, I don't know, Dorking.
Yeah, but if you're from Altrincham.
Yeah, maybe. But that's it, isn't it? It's your local demographic.
I think we're not going to get an answer on this. I think it's going to be, is that your polite way of telling me to move on? Yes.
Okay.
In a very polite way.
So, the first game, obviously, that we watched on National League TV is Eastleigh away. So what did you make of the game?
Well, I just thought it was the best game ever. It's not the best game ever, obviously, but I think it's their best game that they've played away.
Yeah.
Actually, I can't even remember the last time they played a really good away game.
Yeah.
And I think they had, as soon as the first whistle went, I'm not sure who took the first kick. Can you remember?
I don't know. No?
Okay. Usually I don't take note of that, but anyway. So as soon as the first whistle went, it was like, they were on it. And they didn't lose control of the ball. During the
they were very much in control. I think for the first sort of 20 minutes they were fully in control. I said they hit the bar, didn't they?
Yeah.
But they didn't really pose much of a threat. I think it would have been a very different game if that where they hit the bar that had gone in. I think you've got a completely different game on your hands.
Do you think?
Yeah, definitely. They would have got a foothold in the game, and I think they're definitely pushing on a little bit more. But I felt it was a very professional, measured, we knew exactly what we were doing.
Yep.
And, we controlled the game from start to finish. I was, the one thing that disappointed me a little bit, I thought we could have scored a couple more.
Yeah, I thought we would have scored another two after we scored the two that we'd already scored.
Yeah, we never looked in trouble.
No.
I think once you go 2-0 up at half time, it changes the whole dynamic of the game, because the other team come out going, we're at home, we don't want to get battered here. And I think there was a chance that they could have been. And I think they've come out and they've gone, right, okay, you're not playing the way that you did in the first half. And I think they did that.
Yeah, you did notice that, yeah.
But I don't think we were ever in trouble. I didn't ever feel that, if they got one now, they might get back into it. I always sort of felt if they were going to get one, even from the early sort of stages, it was going to be a bit of a consolation.
Yeah.
I'd just still been comfortable, I think. Well, I wouldn't have been, where I'm like. But
the ref was very yellow card happy yesterday, wasn't he?
He was, but I don't think they got. I think they got 4 yellow cards in the first half,
something like that. Yeah.
But I don't think he did anything particularly wrong. I mean, if that was the other way round, I might have something to say about it. But I don't think he particularly got any of the yellow cards wrong. I think they were all yellow cards. He was a bit card happy, maybe, but I think they were all bookings, so I think he was just doing his job, which is unusual for a ref in the National League, isn't it?
Yeah. The thing I did notice, though, obviously the game that we played against Eastleigh at home,
yes,
massive time wasters.
Yes.
But yesterday they didn't seem to waste any time.
You asked me about this, didn't you? Because you said, are they going to be the same at home? And I said, I very much doubt it.
Because they've got
they've got their home fans there.
Yeah.
You know, you want to play. When you've got your home fans, I didn't notice some time wasting at all. You know, obviously when you go 1-0 up, that helps stop teams time wasting. Yeah. I think maybe if you'd have got to the 65, 70 minute mark and they were still in the game and they had a point, I think maybe their manager would have gone, look, we're happy with a point against these. They're second in the league. They're pushing for promotion. I'm more than happy with taking a point. Let's slow everything down a little bit.
Yeah.
That's different. But when we played them at home, they were time wasting from the first minute.
So annoying.
And I said that you just can't play like that. You can't play like that all the time. Because, you know, if you do play like that all the time, let's be honest, who wants to go and watch it?
Yeah.
Who wants to go and watch your team doing that from the first minute? Nobody. So no, they didn't.
Nobody.
Really. I think it was a definite potential banana skin. I think yesterday.
Yeah.
They looked like they've been playing okay, and I think we just managed the game.
We did.
Two really good goals as well.
Oh, the one from Ben Tozer. I mean, the one from Elliot Lee, pretty standard.
So it wasn't standard,
was
it?
It was pretty standard for Elliot Lee, but I think the one from Tozer, do you know what? To the point where he got that ball, I don't even think he knew that he was going to shoot that ball. Kick that ball even.
Shoot that ball.
Shoot that ball.
Shoot that ball.
Kick that ball. And, you know, I just think he went, do you know what?
Oh, he did. He shaped to shoot straight away. And fair play to him. To hit that first time, you know, no controlling touch, just hit it first time, right in the top corner. I thought it was brilliant.
Great goal.
Very good goal. The Elliot Lee one was a great goal. Stop downplaying it. It was a good goal.
I'm not downplaying it, but
I think the keeper would have been unhappy with that, because where Lee's hit it, it's sort of gone over his head. But it was, I think the keeper's it's gone in the middle of the goal, and I think the keeper, any keeper that gets beaten like that, you'd have to sort of go, oh no, I've dropped the ball on that one, or got nowhere near the ball, as it were.
Yeah.
Who was your man of the match anyway?
Oh, do you know what? I'm so hoping that one day my man of the match will come true for this guy, but I really want Callum McFadzean to get man of the match. I thought, again, he was, you know...
Yeah, he was good.
He was good. He was, you know... I definitely think, like you've mentioned it before, but I definitely think that time that he had away, I don't know what he did, or whatever, but he...
Had a baby.
Well, no, he didn't have a baby when he was away, did he?
No.
I mean, he may have conceived a baby, but I'm joking. But yeah, I think that time, like you said, I think that time away has definitely done something to him. But like you said, is that because...
It's this competition there.
Yeah.
I think that's what competition breeds. It breeds players playing better because there's competition there.
Yeah.
He wasn't my man of the match, I'll be honest.
Shock.
No, he wasn't.
What was it, Elliot Lee?
I think it was between... Shut up. I think it was between three, I would say, yesterday. I think Ben Tozer was very good yesterday.
Yep.
Goal aside, I think he played very well.
Yep.
So I think he would be in with a shout.
Okay.
Elliot Lee.
Obviously.
Definitely. I thought he controlled the game a lot in a lot of sort of phases yesterday. He controlled the game.
Yep.
Held on to it really well. Some nice crisp passing. I think he was the keeper made a good save. He could have had two as well.
Yeah.
I think he probably edged it out of the three that I'm gonna name. I think it was probably just him yesterday out of everyone. And my third one was Tom O'Connor yesterday. I thought he was excellent. He played in the sort of holding midfield role. So he played basically where Luke Young normally plays.
Okay.
So he played in that sort of holding midfield role. Brilliant. He was brilliant yesterday.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. What that did what that did is it changed Luke Young's position.
Mm.
So, and I think it was quite clever, really, for a couple of reasons. One, it allowed Young to play a little bit further forward. So he's a little bit more dynamic, and because he knew he had Tom O'Connor in behind him. Now, he set up Tozer's goal. He was very...
Assist of the week.
Assist of the week. He was very good going forward, Luke Young, yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't always get the chance to do that because he's playing that holding role in
Did
behind.
he actually shoot did he shoot to get a goal? I'm sure he did at one point.
He had a couple of...
Yeah.
Your terminology's all over the shop today. Did he shoot for a goal?
Well, what's the...
Did he have a shot and nearly score, maybe?
Shoot for a goal.
I like it. Did he shoot for a goal? Yes, he did shoot for a goal.
The official new terminology
Yes,
for scoring a goal.
and I thought he was very good, Luke Young, yesterday. But I think the reason he had that freedom is that he had Tom O'Connor in behind him playing that role. Now, the reason I think that's quite clever is sort of switching it up in that way for that game is... So Luke Young's on 4 yellow cards at the moment. So for anybody who doesn't know, if you get 5 yellow cards during a period of however many games, 5 yellow cards means you're banned for 1 game, in the same way that a red card would be. That would be 1 or 3 or whatever. So Luke Young's sort of teetering on the edge of a one game ban. So because of where he plays, defensive midfield, he's there to break up the play and dive in and make tackles. So we've got a big game Tuesday against Chesterfield, who are third.
Yes.
You don't really want him playing in that position the match before your big game, because there's always that chance you might pick up that yellow card playing in that position.
Yeah.
So what Parky's done, he's moved him out of that position to play him a little bit more forward thinking, less chance of him getting in trouble and getting a yellow card in that position than he would be in his original one. That means he's free to play on Tuesday.
Thankfully.
And then you probably
Just like getting loads of yellow cards.
No, you probably manage when you get a yellow card from that point on. You try... If you get one, you get one. That's it. It's your 1 game ban. But what a lot of players will do is they will go, right, who are we playing next week? Okay, I fancy our chances against them. Let's pick up a yellow card here, get that out of the way, and then I'll miss that game. As opposed to, you don't want to be picking up your 5th yellow card the week before you're playing Notts County or Chesterfield or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So you sort of manage when you get that yellow card, I think, moving forward. But I all that aside... If that's what Parky did to make sure Luke was playing on Tuesday, kudos, it worked, and he is playing on Tuesday. Although...
Why the way you say kudos? Kudos.
Although, I liked that system. I liked Luke Young playing where he was playing, and I liked Tom O'Connor playing where he was playing as well. And I know that means there's no space for James Jones. I get that, although... I did like that system. I did. Okay. Talking of Chesterfield, let's move on.
Yes, Chesterfield. Home on Tuesday.
Tell us. Talk.
Well, they're currently 3rd at the moment.
Mm.
They are 7 points behind us.
They are.
So...
But they've got a game in hand as well. So if they win that game in hand, then they're only 4 points behind us.
Okay.
I'd rather the points in the bag than games in hand, personally.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people would. But they do have a game in hand on us as well.
So, they've won all their games so far in November.
So far in November,
we're not in November.
They won every game in November. So
is that home and I'm assuming that's home and away.
Yeah, every game in November they won. So they're very much back on the charge. They were playing really well. Obviously, we lost to them earlier in the season at Chesterfield.
Yeah.
They sort of went off the boil a little bit. And they sort of dipped down, but they're very much back on it at the moment.
So do you think the 2 teams that we've got to kind of look out for is Notts County and Chesterfield now?
No, there's a few teams who are playing all right at the moment, you know. I'm not massively... I mean, I'd like to win Tuesday. I think we need to put the pressure on. Notts County have got a couple of easy games coming up. So we need to sort of keep the pressure on. But... what you got to think about is as soon as we've played this game on Tuesday, that's it. We're done. We're not playing Chesterfield again, so we don't need to worry about them. We just need to concentrate on our own sort of thing.
Yeah,
You know,
yes, yeah.
you can't worry. For me, you can't really worry too much about the teams around you, because after Tuesday night, you know, we've got Notts County above us. Well, maybe not after Tuesday, but Notts County above us. We've got Chesterfield below us. Out of the whole of the rest of the season, we're only playing one of them two teams once more. You know, we've just got Notts County at home. That's it. We will have played Chesterfield twice, and we will have played Notts County away. It's just, you need to forget about them a little bit. Says the man who was watching their game on his iPad on Saturday.
And I had the scores coming up on SofaScore.
Yeah, I know. So it's, you know, you've just got to focus on what your job is, and that's the team in front of you. I think a little bit. Anything you want to tell us about Notts County? Got them on the brain. Chesterfield.
Top scorer this season's Jeff King.
Is it?
Jeff King, I think
Jeff
it.
King. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. Yeah, okay.
So their last few games.
Yeah.
So they've played Solihull at home. They won 2-0.
Yeah.
They played Halifax away. They lost 1-0.
They did, yeah.
And then they played Dorking at home and they won 3-1.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. So I think the game they lost the Halifax game they lost.
That was in November, wasn't it?
No, that was at the start of December. So that was the first game that they'd lost for a long time. It was quite a long time. Yeah. And they've very much been on it. So what's your predictions?
My predictions, talking of predictions, we'll go on to that in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for 3-1.
3-1.
3-1 to Wrexham, obviously.
Okay, I'm going to go for tight game. They know how to play against us. I fancy them nicking one, but I'm going to go for 2-1. Oh, 2-1 or 1-0. I'm going to go for... Can I have both?
No.
2-1. I'll go for 2-1 Wrexham.
So 3-1 and 2-1.
Yes.
So talking of predictions...
Yeah. I tried to gloss over it.
Yeah,
Didn't put it in my notes or anything.
No, neither did I, but I just remembered.
Yeah.
So who got the winning prediction this week?
I don't know.
Just so happened to be me.
It was. You went for 2-0, didn't you?
I did.
I can't remember what I went for.
Not 2-0.
It wasn't 2-0, no.
No,
but so you've got another one right there. What we should be doing
is keeping track
of who's getting the most predictions.
To be fair, we haven't really been getting the predictions correct.
No.
So I don't think it's going to be that much of a list at the moment.
I think I've had one or two.
I think I've had a couple.
Yeah, so we're probably about 2 all.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
we'll count them up just to make sure that's right, I think.
Yeah, just to make sure that you're winning, you need to let everybody know.
I do. So, moving on to the Saturday after.
17th, yep.
So, this Saturday coming, obviously. So, it's an FA Trophy game.
Yeah.
And that's against Scunthorpe. Oh, the tone of your voice then.
Yeah.
So, look, it's good to get in the habit of winning. I've said this before. It's good to keep in that habit of winning, and you want to be beating teams that are in your own league. You just gotta get on with it. Get on with it.
Well, there's nothing. The amount of moaning that I do about it, I'm not sure why I moan about it, because there's nothing I can do about it to change the fact that we do.
There isn't, and you've still bought your bloody ticket to go. So
I've got to support them, haven't I?
Yes, you do. So Scunthorpe.
So the FA Trophy third round.
Yes.
I always keep wanting to say the FA Cup Trophy, but it's not.
I know,
because it's a cup and it's a trophy.
Yes. Completely different.
Well, they look exactly the same.
No, they don't.
Okay. Anyway, so Scunthorpe are currently 24th.
Yes.
Last season they got relegated, obviously, from League 2.
Yes. They're awful. I'm going to throw it out there. Sorry if there's any Scunthorpe.
But they can't be that
If there
bad.
are any Scunthorpe fans listening, I think you're on the wrong podcast. But if you are listening, you're awful. You are terrible, and I think your club is in a mess at the moment, and I think you're in huge trouble.
Wow.
They're in huge trouble. They're last in the league. They've played more games than the 3 teams above them. So, even for some of the teams above them, they've played 2 games more. I mean, they've only won 3 games all season.
I was going to say the last 3 games that they played, they drew, lost.
Yeah, they've won 3 games. So they've got 16 points from 23 games. Not even averaging a point a game. I mean, they're in huge trouble. They are, but having said that, with teams who are in big trouble, sometimes you will find that a little bit of a break away from the league is what they need.
Yep.
So a bit of a cup competition where they can go, right, all of the pressure of the league has gone, and let's just play this one-off game.
And try and win.
And sometimes you'll find teams are much more relaxed and they can just play a little bit more. So I wouldn't completely write them off. If this was a league game, I'd say we will win it comfortably. With it being a cup game, I just think it's one of them. They've just got the shackles are off. You know, they don't have to worry about points and all that stuff that comes along with it. It's just a cup game. Just a cup game. No one's expecting them to do anything.
It's a trophy game. It's not a cup game. It's a trophy game.
It's still a cup, isn't it?
Exactly.
But it's not the but it's not the FA Cup.
Trophies. They're all the same.
Predictions.
I'm gonna go rogue with this one.
Go 5-1 Scunthorpe. No, go on.
No, 10-0. No, I'm joking. I'm gonna go 4-0.
4-0.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go rogue as well. I've decided I was gonna go a bit mental with this one, and then I dialed it down a little bit, but not too much. I'm going for 5-2.
Ooh, 5-2.
It's a mad one, isn't it?
You're so rock and roll.
I am rock and roll.
You are. Should we talk about the news now?
Yeah, if you like. Give me some news.
Well, little Max Cleworth.
Yes.
Has signed a contract extension.
He has.
Which I think is until 2025.
Don't think. Read the notes. It's fine. It's fine. You take a second, read the notes, tell everyone when it is.
You're such an idiot. So Max Cleworth is currently playing in the reserves at the moment. He
is playing in the reserves. He's playing quite well as well, from what I understand. Yep. There's a few in there. So Rhys Johnson, he's in the reserves at the moment.
Jake Bickerstaff.
Yeah, but he's not really.
Well, I read that he scored 2 goals.
He did.
And he's looking pretty.
He does, yeah.
Pretty good.
Yes, again. So we'll skip forward to that news if you like. I mean,
sorry, I didn't realise you were.
Yeah, so it's. So
I didn't read the notes.
No, you didn't. I know, that's your problem. So so the reserves played Blackpool.
Yes, in Norwich they played them.
They did, and they beat them 3-1. So Jake scored 2. Kai Evans scored 1. Kai Evans is playing extremely well in the reserves at the moment. And I think for me, he's the one that is going to progress as long as we keep this reserve team together and we keep sort of developing that reserve team.
Yep.
For me, I think Kai Evans is the one that is going to sort of push forward into the first team. Little Kai Evans, as you
If I Google Jake Bickerstaff.
Yes.
I probably still wouldn't recognise him if I saw him.
You wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. I don't think, unless you've sort of in depth looked at the team and
studied his face.
Studied his face a little bit. I don't. Yeah, you probably wouldn't. He's a good player. He's been out on loan. He's playing in the reserves at the moment. He plays very well in the reserves. Is he going to make the step up to the first team? I think he's the sort of player where there's always going to be players in front of him. I think he's playing in a highly competitive sort of area. So we've got Ollie and we've got Moles up there, you know, who are sort of playing week in, week out. If one of them doesn't play, then we've got Sam who will come in and do that. You'd have to wonder what would the scenario be where Jake Bickerstaff would get a game.
I don't want to think about that scenario, do you?
Yeah, because you know it's quite hard to work out where that would be. You know, because if one of them got injured, then Sam's coming in, isn't he? Sam's coming in and he's playing alongside the other one. Potentially, then is Jake going to come in to sit on the bench? But even then, he's just going to be sitting on the bench. He isn't jumping from the reserves straight into a starting lineup, is he? So I think for me, he's playing very well at the moment. Although I think he's got a lot of work to do to be getting anywhere near that first team for me.
Yeah.
Not because of lack of ability. I just think he's got a lot of work. There's too many in front of him. Too many week in, week out starters are in front of him. Kai Evans, on the other hand, who's a midfielder, there is obviously quite a bit of discussion surrounding, we need midfielders.
Yeah.
We need to improve in the midfield. Nobody ever really says we need to improve in other areas other than the midfield, really. Midfield, I'm sorry, I stumbled over my own words again. So I think there's more of a chance of a midfielder coming through from the youth in the way that Jordan Davis sort of did, even though he went off to Brighton and then came back. I think there's more scope for midfielders to be coming through there than there is in any other position, I think, in the team for me. But I'm not sure. But talking about the midfield,
yes,
we have a new signing this week.
We do, Andy Cannon.
Andy Cannon. So I don't know if you remember Andy Cannon. So he's come from Hull.
Yes.
Although he was on loan at Stockport last season. Do you remember him?
Don't remember him, but I remember you saying that he dominated the pitch that game that we played them at home.
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd one, that was, because he, for me, and not just for me, for other people as well, when they came to the racecourse, he absolutely ran the show. He did. He was in the middle and he ran the show. And
literally ran
the
show.
He did. And then they took him off. They subbed him. And I was a bit confused at the time as to why they'd taken him off. Because for me, at that moment they took him off, he was their best player. And he played really well.
Reason. And were they losing at that point?
No. I think they took him off and it was, well, maybe. They might have been. But he was very much running it. And I was baffled, really, when they took him off. But if I'm completely honest, that is the only time I've ever seen him play. So I've never seen him play for Hull. I've never seen him play. He was at Portsmouth as well. So that's the only game I've seen him play. So the only time I've seen him, I was very impressed by him. All the other times, he might have been dreadful. I don't know.
So, are you quite impressed with that signing then?
Yeah, I think it's a decent signing.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good signing, I do.
Do you reckon he'll get a run out at any point?
Yes, I'm hoping. I think he'll be in the squad on Tuesday.
Do you think?
Yes.
Actually on the first team or sitting on the bench?
I think he'll be on the bench on Tuesday. I don't think he'll come straight in. But I definitely think he'll be in the squad. So,
excuse me.
We both hiccuped and burped at the same time.
I didn't burp, I hiccuped. I don't burp, darling.
So, just another quick one. There's a rearranged game coming up.
Yes.
So, we'll talk a bit more about the game next week, but it's the Bromley game. I don't have a look, see if there's any tickets available.
The tickets are actually, by the time this podcast goes out, the tickets probably would have gone because
they're going on sale on Monday, aren't they?
The remaining tickets are going on sale at 10 o'clock on Monday, so they would have already gone.
Probably, but you can have a little look if you want. Original tickets, I believe, are still valid for the game.
Yep, that's correct.
So yeah, if you've still got tickets from the original game, which was cancelled because of the FA Cup game that we had, so now it's been rearranged for Wednesday.
The 21st.
21st of December at 7:45.
God, the build up to Christmas is so exciting.
Yeah, so we got some big games coming up. We've got Chesterfield Tuesday, we've got Scunthorpe Saturday, we've then got Bromley Wednesday, and then on Boxing Day we've got Solihull. So we've got 4 home games in a row, it's a big festive.
I'm excited about Boxing Day this year.
You've never been on Boxing Day,
I've never been ever to a game on Boxing Day, because last year obviously it was all the lockdown saga. So obviously there was no there was a game, wasn't it? But it was played behind closed doors, was it?
No, I think it was called off.
Whatever, we didn't go to it. Whatever, we didn't go.
Sure, we had COVID cases and they called it off.
The other team had COVID cases.
No, I think we. Anyway.
Who cares? It was last year. But this year, I'm really excited and I can't wait. And I think I might wear a Christmas hat.
Yeah, good on you. It's good, do you? It's full Santa suit. I'm going in. I'm not. But
It'd be warm.
Yeah, it would be warm. Yeah,
It'd be warm.
Just to touch on a few of the little bits. So the Kim King came to Wrexham.
The Kim King.
The Kim King.
I thought you were going to say Kim Kardashian. Then
the King.
Did she?
The King came to Wrexham.
King Charlie.
Yeah. Bothered?
Nah.
No, not really.
Well, no. I was going to no.
No, not massively.
I've got nothing against the Royals, but it was. It was one of them.
Rob and Ryan came over to meet him.
Rob's still here.
Rob's still here. He'll be here on Tuesday for the game.
Not here in our house.
No, he wouldn't be here.
You're amazing.
Yeah, it would be.
Well, we wouldn't be here, but
no, yeah, we just leave him here looking after the dog. So King Charles came.
Met everybody. Oh, and the Queen Consort as well came, obviously.
Whoever, yeah. That's just a bit of news, but I'm not going to dwell on that because I'm not really that bothered. Club shop I wanted to talk about just quickly. So the stock levels at the club shop are atrocious. I've been talking to CJ. He was trying to get something for his. Maybe I shouldn't say. Maybe I shouldn't say because maybe it's a gift.
He's just trying to get something
for
somebody.
For CJ.
He's trying to get something for somebody.
Anyway, let's move on. And I'm trying to get something, and there's nothing. There's no stock. There's absolutely no stock.
Well, they do have stock in the actual club shop, but it's very hit and miss with the sizes.
It is. The sizes are all over the place. And now, the thing I wanted to ask: why is there no Wrexham Christmas jumpers? Why is there no Wrexham Santa hats? Why isn't there any? Do you know all the Christmas stuff? How many Wrexham Christmas jumpers do you reckon they'd sell? They would sell thousands. If they did
I'd buy one.
I'd buy one as well, because every year you're sort of going, I want a Christmas jumper, what can I get? If you had like 4 or 5 different designs of Wrexham Christmas jumpers, my God, they'd sell thousands of them. Santa hats, bobble hats, all that sort of stuff. It's so... for me, do you think it's a huge missed opportunity, or is it just me?
No, I think it is. Sorry, I couldn't talk for a minute then. I sort of nearly choked on my own spit. I think it is a massive missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Because I would definitely, me personally, because I love Christmas, I would definitely get a scarf, a hat, a jumper, a hat with a bell on it. I would just get everything. Yeah, because
and I just think it's so baffling to me that you've obviously got to measure stuff, and you've sort of got to go. Well, we don't know how many we're going to sell. No, I get that, but
I think that's where they've gone wrong with them. You've got
to understand that we're massive at the moment, and you're going to sell it. So just make it, and it will just fly out.
I think the fact that they've proven that they've got the customers out there.
Yeah.
Here in the UK and in Wales.
Yeah.
And obviously.
Yeah, abroad.
Yeah. So I think they definitely need to sit down with the person who looks at the figures.
Yeah.
For the merchandise and maybe sack them.
Yeah, it needs sorting.
No, it needs sorting out because there's a lot of people out there, a lot of fans from abroad, especially
who want to buy stuff.
And it's like that's a missed opportunity as well.
It is.
So yeah, it needs sorting out desperately.
So just a little bit about the podcast. Just wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody who sponsored me for Movember. I hit my target. The money is away with the Movember people and they're distributing that out. Like I've raised thousands. I didn't, but thank you very much for everyone who donated.
It doesn't matter how much you raise. The fact that you raised something is a good thing.
It's a massive, massive thank you to everyone who donated. Just one last little thing about the podcast. We just wanted to say a quick hello. We've got some new listeners on the podcast this week. So some new sort of countries who are listening. So we've got people in Guatemala listening.
Don't even know where that is, but hello.
Hello. And in Slovakia as well. So hello to you as well if that's you. Get in touch and we'll mention you on the podcast. And
do you know what? Actually, I'm going to put it out there.
Yeah.
Wherever you're listening.
Yeah.
Send us a message.
Yes, and let us know.
And let us know where you're listening from.
That'd be great.
We will obviously mention the weirdest and...
No, we won't. We'll mention you all.
Okay, we'll mention you all.
Just get in touch. We'll mention you all. We'll do a little 5-minute section. We'll mention you all.
All the countries.
Yes. Just some other people. We're running out of time a little bit, but I just wanted to mention Matt. So Matt Waddell got in touch this week. He was the guy I was speaking about earlier, even though I didn't mention his name. He basically said he listens every Monday night on his drive to work. He's watched the Premier League for 24 years, but couldn't find a club to put his heart and soul into until Wrexham came along. So he watched the documentary. He sees a lot of similarities. So he's from Pittsburgh. He sees a lot of similarities between Pittsburgh and Wrexham, and it sort of made him fall in love even more. He loves football anyway, but he's definitely fallen in love with the club. He also asked, he was the person who had asked, I thought you'd mentioned that it was free for international streams. Again, I don't think people are particularly bothered about paying like a few pounds or dollars or whatever it is.
It's going all back into the club, isn't it?
Not all of it, but it'll get filtered around. Yeah. But, I don't think people are massively bothered. But it has been put out there that it was going to be free for international viewers. So, again, we're not really 100% sure. How do you feel? Because it gave me a nice feeling that, when we started this, I said this to Matt, that when we started the podcast, we were expecting to reach a few local Wrexham fans, and that was going to be enough for us. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about having like regular listeners who listen religiously week in, week out, from 3,500 miles away?
It warms my cockles, love. It warms my cockles.
Strange though, isn't it?
It is weird, but I mean, the whole Wrexham thing's weird at the minute anyway. So it's not a surprise.
No. So thank you for getting in touch, Matt. As I say, have you got anyone? I've got
a couple of people. Welsh Wonder Kids, another great episode. This was obviously episode 19. Keep up the good work and fair play to Ryan. Suffered from man flu and still keeps going up the worldwide Reds.
Yes.
Oh. And then Carlo Wilson, discussing the ladies squad is a good idea. The women's game is growing exponentially. Perhaps a ladies match at the racecourse, maybe.
Yeah, because they're playing up in Rose, sort of punky at the moment. Their game, unfortunately, was called off.
It was.
Frozen Sunday pitch. From a frozen pitch. But yeah, as I said, we have got a little piece about the women's team coming up.
And just another quick one, a message from your dad.
Yes.
Another great podcast by Sean and our brave little soldier. Keep up the good work. I have to admit that at first I felt Howard could have tipped the ball over. This was obviously at the York game last week. I felt Howard could have tipped the ball over, but I hold my hands up and say I was wrong because I didn't realise that it was a bad deflection. So Howard didn't have much chance with it. So, yeah.
Cool. So, as usual, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, or email us at wrexhamafc@gmail.com.
And also, head over, if you watch us on YouTube, head over and like and subscribe if you don't already do so. Yes. And also, if you want to give us a quick review on the podcast, wherever you listen to your podcast, that'd be great as well.
That would be lovely. Yeah. Thank you very much. Dragon Chat, just to mention quickly, so it's a mental health peer support group.
Yep.
It's run by the club. It's great. It's on every single week. And if you just want someone to talk to, you can discuss problems on there. They discuss the football. It's a great group to be involved in. It's growing all the time. It's a wonderful thing to be involved in. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description of how to get on it. Alternatively, if you head over to Facebook on a Thursday, on the Wrexham AFC Facebook page, they release all the details of how to get on that.
They certainly do.
Quiz. So I've switched it up this week.
Oh.
So we obviously had a little bit of a chat about the club shop. So the game, The Price is not The Price is Right. Play Your Cards Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Play Your Cards Right, where it's higher or lower.
Yeah.
So anybody who doesn't know, Play Your Cards Right is a game where they turn playing cards over and you have to guess if it's higher. The next one is higher or lower. Yeah, I think they do, yeah. So if it's higher or lower than the previous one. Just like that.
Okay.
But it's with stuff from the club shop.
Okay.
So I'm going to see how much you know about the stock that is in the club shop.
Okay.
So we're going to start off with 2 Wrexham AFC beach towels, which we purchased to go on holiday in the summer.
Yeah.
So 2 Wrexham AFC beach towels will set you back £42.
Knew that.
Yes, okay. So, the first item is a green walkout zip-up top that the guys bought at Wembley. Is that higher or lower than £42?
Higher.
It is higher. It's £45. That is. If you're going to keep note of your score, or do you want me to do 1? So, the green walkout zip-up top is £45.
Okay.
The red adult home shirt, the red one, is that higher or lower than £45?
Oh, I'm going to go higher. It's lower.
It's no. You're not changing that. It is lower. And it's a bit of a sneaky one.
It's like $44.99.
It's $44.95 actually, so it's 5p.
Wow.
So the next item is an adult Omsk gilet. Is the gilet more than $44.95?
What's an Omsk?
Omsk is a place in Russia, I believe.
Okay, so it's warm then.
Yes.
Not the place.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go with higher.
It is higher. It's £65.
An Omsk.
Yes. So that is 2.
Gillette.
Yeah, so that is 2 that you've got.
Okay, cool.
Now it gets a bit trickier. Okay, so that's £65.
Okay.
Higher or lower for 5 red bucket hats?
Do they sell these in the shop, do they? I want one of them.
I had a look online. I think they're pretty much all sold out, but you know, most of this stuff's sold out. But
5 bucket hats.
yeah, 5 bucket hats. Higher or lower than £65?
Lower.
It is lower. It's £50. They're £10 each.
Thought that would be
or
about
wear, because they're sold out now. So
is that 3?
That is 3.
Yes.
A child's goalkeeper shirt and shorts. Is that higher or lower than £50?
Lower.
It isn't lower. No, it's £52.50.
Oh my God, there's not much in it.
I think it's £37.50 for the top and £15 for the shorts. So we're on £52.50. An aviation gin cap and a Wrexham AFC snapback cap. Are they higher or lower, purchased together, higher or lower than £52.50?
Lower.
It is lower. It's £50. Well done.
You're loving this,
I am. It's really good. I got the idea and I was like, I've got to do this. This is the last one.
Okay.
What are you on? 3, 4?
4.
4. Okay. So we're on £50.
Yep, exactly.
Spot on 50.
Okay.
A 2023 calendar, a Christmas bauble, a thermal travel mug, and Wrexham AFC playing cards. Are all of them together more or less than £50?
Less.
It is less. It's $38.99. 5 out of 7.
I was going to say, I don't know how many questions there were.
Yeah, there was 7 in
hey,
that
that's
one.
not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all. That was very well done. I'd say, yeah.
I mean, you just sound more patronising every week.
I try to sound patronising now.
Do you?
Yeah, just because I think it's funny.
You're hilarious.
Well, thank you very much for getting in touch. Nah, let's try that one again. Thank you very much for tuning in this week. We really appreciate it. And as we said, if you are from any country that is not the UK, actually,
people in the UK as well.
Anyone, just get in touch. Tell us where you're from. You know, we're really interested to know who in the UK is listening. If you're from Scunthorpe or Oldham or any of them,
lost all the Scunthorpe
any of them other terrible teams in the National League.
Stop it! Please
get in touch and let us know. No, but it's a massive thank you to everybody who gets in touch, listens.
I think we need to go for a nap now.
Nap
Let's go for a nap.
Nap time. See you again next week. Bye bye.